This is a plea to Donald Trump. Now, this next part isn't going to be easy for me to say out loud. Here we go. He is the 45th President of the United States. As ugly as it is for me to say that, it needs to be said. More importantly, it needs to be heard, not necessarily by you or I, but by Donald Trump himself. My first plea to you is a simple one. You say you want to bring jobs back to America. I have a specific job in mind that you need to create. Hire somebody to follow you around. It's not going to be a fun job, but jobs rarely are. Now, the reason this person is going to follow you around, every time you have an idea for a tweet, I want you to turn around and ask this person, is this a good tweet? More likely than not, they're going to say no. Please listen to them. Please tweet responsibly. I say this because there's a lot happening in the United States in the last week. For example, the state of Louisiana was hit by tornadoes last Tuesday. I'm not sure you're aware of this because you didn't tweet about it. New England was hit with over a foot of snow on Friday. Again, no tweets from you. Nothing wishing that the citizens were okay or being in contact with the governors. Now, it may be because you lost the state of Connecticut in the 2016 election. That would be ridiculously petty of you if that was the reason you didn't send a tweet out. But I don't know that that's the case because you actually won Louisiana. And let's face it, tornadoes in Louisiana were more severe than just a foot of snow. So, if you didn't tweet about that, which I think is hysterical. Of course, there were other tweets this week, like about the New York Times failing. That's par for the course at this point. If you're not complaining about the media, I would think that you weren't feeling well or something. You did send out 2 tweets that are tied for my 2 favorites of the week, though. You talk about the high price of the wall and how only you can get that price down because you are now involved. I hate to be the one to point out the obvious. No, I don't hate it that much. You've been involved from the very start of this. Why? Because nobody wanted a wall until you mentioned it. Now your supporters want you to build that wall, but the rest of America thinks that that would be a complete waste of space and money. You got involved because you started it. That money could be spent on more important things in this country. You also tweeted in all caps, "See you in court." Again, hate to state the obvious, hate to remind you, the last time you were in court, you settled. Especially since you once claimed you never settle in court. Remember that whole Trump University thing? Where you scammed people for money and then paid back only a fraction of what they actually paid you? Let's face it, you don't have the best track record when it comes to court lately. I know you thought that being president would be like when you run your company, but it's not. There's these things called checks and balances. You don't have complete power. That's called a dictatorship. I know one of your friends is quite familiar with dictatorships. I believe his name is Vladimir Putin. But this is the United States. We're a democracy, not a dictatorship. So yeah, like I said, hire someone to walk around you to prevent bad tweets from happening. Tweet responsibly. I'm not saying you should hire me or anything for the job. I don't want it because, well, I don't like you. But hire somebody. I also want you to know that this was recorded in the spring White House. It's not really the White House of any kind. In fact, the house isn't even white. But since I figured you named the Mar-a-Lago the Winter White House, I figured I would just name my house too. So please, take this plea to heart.